Guys, calm down. Because guess what today's review is on? Unforgiven. Miranda here, so yes, Unforgiven by Lorraine K. Actually, I should do this. Guess what today's review is on? Unforgiven by Lorraine K. The amount of times I have gotten... The amount of times that I've gotten requests. Miranda, have you read Unforgiven? Miranda, are you going to do a review on Unforgiven by Lorraine K? Miranda, I know you love the Fallen series. Unforgiven. I'm Forgiven today because I'm doing the Unforgiven review. Unforgiven is the 5th book in the Fallen series. You can still classify it in a way as the 5th book in the Fallen series. To me, it's just kind of more a spin-off of a character in the series. So this follows Cam. Cam in the Fallen series is like a devil. He is evil and he's a really hot devil guy, kind of. You have to have one in every YA book, like the bad boy that turns good but is like really hot. Yeah, he's the one. After the events in the Fallen series, Lucinda and Daniel inspired Cam to go back and win back his true love. This whole book is Cam making a bet with Lucifer, the devil. Lucifer says,
"Yo, Cam, you have 15 days to win back Leela's heart and make her love you again after she so-called hates you. Otherwise, you'll be my second in command."
So what does Cam do? He takes the bet and he tries to win back Leela's heart. But of course, that isn't simple. I'm not going to spoil it, but all these years ago, Cam really broke Leela's heart over the stupidest shit. From that moment on, Leela has grown to just hate and hate and hate. And Lucifer has kind of reincarnated Leela and put her into these little hells, which she grows up in, and everything in her life always ends up going wrong. And then like she's killed, and then she's reincarnated again, and she just keeps having all these horrible lives. She isn't in the real world. She's kind of like in a hell, and Lucifer creates this hell. So you can imagine like being trapped in a snow globe. That's what Leela is. So can win back her heart before it's too late. It takes place in a really weird town. It's set in kind of like a high school atmosphere. I love the fact that it's written in like 2 points of view, so you get her point of view, also Cam's point of view. I find if the Fallen series was written in this way, it'd probably attract a wider audience than it did. I really enjoyed Cam. I found I grew to love him more as a character. This had insta love in it, but it was done really well and really believable. You don't have to read the Fallen series to read this book. You can read it as like a spin-off or a standalone. However, I suggest you read the Fallen series just so you get more of a backing on this character, and also because I love the Fallen series, okay? Give it a chance, give it a chance. Hi Miranda, that is the non-spoiler review section of this review. If you want to be spoiled, stick around. Let's talk the real shit about Unforgiven. I could not contain my excitement when this book came out. I tweeted Lorraine K and she like saw my tweet and she like got excited. I was got excited, everyone got excited. Unforgiven came out last year and I got it, and I didn't read it till a bit later, but hell, was it worth the wait? I loved it. I love this series. Okay, I'm dancing with Cam. Like, let's dance, Cam. Let's dance. I don't get this cover though. Why is Cam like holding his crotch? Looks like this is Cam. It looks really weird. A lot of people have said that. And like on some covers you can see his wings, online you can't really. I don't really dig this cover. He's like doing a Lucinda. He's like doing a Cam flew off in Rapture. We didn't know what happened to him. And in the epilogue at the end of Rapture, it's like 20 years have passed and no one's revealing what happened to Cam. And now we know that Cam got with Leela, like they're together. Yes. Roland and Cam at the beginning of this book make an appearance back at Sword and Cross, so we didn't get far, did we? I love how Ariane's like doing this big graffiti masterpiece of Luce and Daniel. I was actually really pissed off at Annabelle at the beginning of this book, right? Because suddenly she goes, "Oh my god, I actually know where Leela is." Yeah, that Cam hasn't seen Leela in like so long, and then all of a sudden she goes, "Oh my god, I know where Leela is." How come it took her all this time to tell Cam where Leela was? Annabelle, keeping secret. Lucifer has created all these hells for Leela. She's reincarnated over and over again in a world that's fake. This really confused me at the beginning because I thought, oh, is she like reincarnated in an everyday world kind of thing like we are living in? But no, she's like trapped in these snow globes over and over and over again, and her life is really shit, and the only thing she gets is music. I feel like Lilith is a stronger main character than Luce. I feel like Lilith lacked that self-belief and that kind of good feelings in herself, but I've really felt for the character, and you knew why she was like that. See, whether with Luce it was a completely different story. Lilith is a way better character than Luce, let me just say. At the beginning, I can see why she could have got annoying because she really hated Cam. But at the same time, you could really understand her and why she never attached herself to anyone, because always things would go really shit in her life. When them two meet, it's really funny. They had the whole feel to it, like she was just playing her guitar and then Cam walked in and she instantly hated him. Like, dude, I haven't even met you, but I hate you. I felt like Cam in this book was quite cheesy still, but he was more toned down. What was with the food court and the snow globe? So it's like being in hell, but that in-betweeny middle stage is like being in the local food court. Like, it made me hungry when I was reading that. I felt like I needed to eat. So I didn't get why it had to be set in a food court. Like, it could have been set in like a forest or like a weird area. Lucifer's such a dick. He needs to get over Lucinda, okay? And just stop messing with everyone's lives. Like, just give Cam a chance. I knew Cam wasn't gonna fail, but it was so annoying how Luce was like, I really love how they ended up skipping detention to play, and they got back just in time, and how Cam's like trying to get her out, and you know, they touched hands there. It's kind of like the first signal that you knew, yes, something's gonna go on between these two. This is Lilith for like a majority of the book.
Oh my god, I hate you. Oh my god, I want to slap you. Oh my god, he annoys me. Stop dead. Why is he touching me? He's touching me. He's so ugly, but like he's actually really hot.
So Cam starts aging. He starts to get really old. And we find this out when he looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, oh shit, I'm cracking. I thought she like would start seeing him crack, but it's like, Lucifer, haha, that didn't end up working. That was such a fail. I mean, she didn't even see him for being old. She saw him for like who he was. Like, you didn't have to write that in. What was with Lucifer suddenly coming back as that like band person? Dude, you made a bet, okay? You didn't put yourself in the bet. That is totally unfair, and stop trying to screw everything up for these two. One of the beautiful bits in this book was definitely the open mic, how she gets up there and then everyone's freaking booing for no freaking reason. You can totally tell this is Lucifer's doing. Cam, you know, gets up to her and he gives her some advice and makes her have hope in herself to perform. And I thought that was such a beautiful scene, the way that was done. Were you reading along with these songs, like, in your head? I always try this. It reminded me of Maybe Someday, like, I need a soundtrack. I found it like Existence by Abby Glines. Like, I find it really hard in my head to put together songs. Now we start to get the flashbacks, and we start to see what shit went down to make Lilith hate him so much. You got a bit of it in Passion, I think it was, when Miles and Shelby and Daniel ended up arriving there. But now we finally get to see what the actual story was. So Lilith actually knew Luce and was kind of BFFs with her, but friends with her, but not really. The way her and Cam met, and she sang a song, they fell in love, holy oh. And then we saw Luce and we saw her get like killed. Lilith got really, really pissed off that Cam wouldn't get married in the church. Cam didn't want to show his identity to Lilith, and that was his biggest mistake. Because okay, I get it, but this girl really loved you, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would do anything for you. Show your identity and then get just married by the freaking river. And Lilith didn't even have to throw Daniel's freaking scroll in the lake. Like, he hand wrote that scroll. Like, he was going on about that in Passion, and you just throw that in the lake. That's so stupid. I love when Lilith, I think it was on page like 109 around there, grabbed Chloe's braids and yanked them hard. You know what it kind of reminded me of? That scene in Matilda. Miss Trunchbull or something like that grabs that girl's braids and just swings her around. Oh, one of the scenes that totally got me the feels was when they were in the principal's office here. He slid a brochure across his desk. Lilith read the gothic printed words, Sword and Cross Reform School. Fallen vibes here. This is not fair. She ends up writing more lyrics, things go good, Cam joins the band, and he's out of the band, and he's back in the band, and he's One of the things I'm thinking is, what is Bruce doing in hell? What is Lilith's little brother doing in hell? Bruce was the cutest and most adorable thing, and I felt so sorry for him that he's like so sick all the time. Like, if Lucifer creates all these little minions, or they're actually from another kind of hell, I don't know where they are from. I love when Cam ended up like saving him, and he put like his blood in the thing in hospital, and he kept that bloody secret. It's not a tattletale, and you think if you put in hell you'd be a tattletale. See, he's actually good. Bruce should be in heaven. I love when Cam puts her desk in the forest. Even though I find that kind of really, really creepy, but he stole Chloe's desk and put it in the forest. And I love what Cam's actually doing, and this is one of the big like turning points for Lilith, that he's actually helping the homeless. However, Lilith's still here, is still buying Lucifer's shit all the time. And I really hated when there was that whole rumor spread how he killed the girl and stuff like that, and Lilith gets really pissed. Yeah, you know it's shit, you know it's fake. This is like high school. Oh, what was with that freaking possessed dress? Like Lucifer ended up putting her wedding dress in the thing, and then she put it on, and then she started muttering,
I want to get married by the river.
I love how Ariana made all the alterations to the dress. It's just like in your face Lucifer. At the arcade, she started to fall for Cam when he got along with the little brother and they were bowling and they were having fun. Lilith ended up making a deal with the devil. Like after Cam flew off and things got down. The last time she saw Cam was at that kind of cave thing. And she ended up, you know, trying to go back to him, and she made a deal with Lucifer, and like she killed herself. Cam just should have freaking just got with her back then. Like then all this wouldn't have happened. When she had to go and deliver Chloe's homework to her house, I was kind of really annoyed, and I found that so stereotypical American. How come you're suddenly telling Chloe how to make your song better? Don't do that. You don't do that to that bitch. She did, and she was so nice about it because Leela started to become really nice and find this like peace within her. Why help the enemy? I don't get that. I really don't get that. So the next kind of bit was sped up. With prom and all the stuff that happened afterwards, it came by really fast. I like how they perform, and that was like the big moment, but then all of a sudden after that was like a stage play and everyone's just watching, and Lucifer comes on stage, and then Leela finally admits to Cam,
I love you.
you know what really confused me? At the very end, how Lucifer just kind of disappeared and vanished. Like he didn't even say, well done Cam, you won, or something like that to make it really obvious. It's almost as if, nah, this story ends up going on, there's going to be like a sequel and Lucifer's trying to try and get revenge back for Cam. Roland apparently goes after Lucifer, or is going to go after Lucifer, so maybe something with Rosaline there, I don't know. Rosaline is dead and has been dead for so freaking long, so I don't think that's going to happen. However, I do think Lauren Kane might write something on Roland, and in that 20 years gap with the end of Rapture, obviously something might have happened there, so we don't know. The ending though, when they were on that stage, I kind of didn't dig it. I just thought this is super awkward. Everyone got killed in the room, even Bruce got killed, even her mum got killed, like the band members got killed, like everyone got freaking killed. And then they were like zoomed out of the hell and back in that food court and kind of like in the betweeny, and I was like, heaven, glad they get to be together, but I thought the ending was a bit weird and a bit rushed. I would have liked it to be slowed down a little. So now let me guess, they're gonna start making Nephilim babies? That'd be really cool. I really enjoyed this book. How about you? For me, I probably rated it probably a 4 out of 5, but overall, really great book and enjoyable read. Tell me your thoughts down below. I'm Miranda. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.